Hello and welcome to Stephanie Uncensored. This is Know Me Monday. Know Me Monday is a series of videos that I decided to start so that you guys can get to know me a little bit better. And I release them on a weekly basis. This week's topic for Know Me Monday is diversity, the word problematic, and how it is here on Booktube. So this is probably going to be more of a rants video because I have now been in the Booktube community for almost 2 years, and the one thing that just drives me up a wall is when people use words incorrectly or because they don't want to say what's really on their mind. Now, disclaimer, I am not getting on anyone or, not trying to throw anybody under the bus, but can we use a dictionary, please? I mean, seriously, a real dictionary, not Urban Dictionary, because that's not a real dictionary. That is people making up definitions on their own of what words should mean. Like the word problematic, because so many booktubers I have watched, and it totally turns me off when someone says, I didn't like this book because it was problematic. Really? You didn't like the book because it's problematic? Because if we go back and you look in Webster's dictionary or even dictionary.com, the definition for problematic is problematic means nature of a problem, doubtful, uncertain, questionable. Or if you don't like that definition, how about having the nature of appearance of a problem questionable? Or if you don't like that one, how about this one? Posing a problem not definite or settled. Okay, isn't that the point to a plot of a story? Shouldn't your characters have an arc? Shouldn't your characters go through something? Shouldn't your characters have a problem? Come on, people. Just saying that it's problematic doesn't give me anything or a reason why you disliked it. Now I'm starting to think that just because you say that it's problematic, it might be something that affects you. It may not affect me. So, you know what that's called? That's called a trigger. And if something triggers you, it means that it's something in your past that has come back to life, I guess, or, it puts you in a different mental state. So, if that's the case, why don't you just call it what it is and say, hey, I didn't like this book because it has child abuse in it, because it has rape in it, because it has dubious freaking sexual activity, or it has a lot of explicit language, or it has homosexuals in it, or it has people of color in it. I mean, come on, let's be real. Let's really say what we were really feeling when you read those books. Now, that brings me to the word diversity. Once again, let's not use Urban Dictionary to define what diversity is. Diversity, according to Webster's and dictionary.com, is this: the condition of having or being composed of different elements, or the inclusion of different types of people, or the instance of being composed of different elements and qualities. Really? Really? So pretty much that means that if you're reading a book and you happen to be African American and the book characters are being described as Caucasian or white or Asian or Hispanic or any other racial freaking category, then you're reading a diverse book because you're not the same as that character. So how can you say that your reading isn't diverse? Now, if you happen to be a white person and you are reading about another white person, okay, then that is a personal decision that you need to read more diversely. Now, who is to say just because an author has written that, hey, this character is blonde-haired and blue-eyed and white, that picture of that character has to stay in your mind? I mean, I do it quite often. I mean, I read a lot of books that are written by Caucasian Americans, and I sort of feel like their attitude or maybe their tone of voice that is written for them doesn't fit the description that is given in the beginning of the books or throughout the books or within the book. So, of course, I now have this different picture of a character that goes along better with the story. That's what you do. You use your imagination, people. I don't understand why everyone is so hung up on a Caucasian author writes about a Caucasian freaking character. And, okay, so then on top of that, we want to complain, or people want to complain that, oh, it's very stereotypical and it's profile and it's, super, super wrong. But you know what? It drives me absolutely mad when people say profiling is bad. Well, let me tell you this, okay? I was prior law enforcement, and you have to profile people. You have to. If there was no profiling, you profile someone even without being law enforcement. You look at another person, you look at another human being, and you make decisions based on what you have been taught and what you have learned throughout your life. This whole need for political correctness is just off the chain, in my opinion. I grew up in a pretty well-off city, and it is such a culture shock. Or I have had family members that move away and have such culture shock from leaving our little piece of the world because they're like, okay, white people are evil. No, you just happen to run into some bad ones. I mean, really. That is probably another rant for another video, but when it comes to books, reading is supposed to open the mind. Allow your books to open your mind. If the author decides that they're going to have this fantastical fantasy world that doesn't exist because it's fiction, then that is where their voice is going to be. You can always change that. You can change it in your mind. It doesn't have to remain the same. So, that is sort of my rant and my opinions on diversity and the word problematic here on Booktube. Like it or love it, leave it, whatever you want to do with it. That is my opinion. Thank you for watching. Let's discuss if you want. I am very open to everyone's opinions. If you give me something negative, I'm not going to jump all over you and block you or, tell you you're a horrible person for thinking that. No, you might have different experiences than I do. I understand that. So, those are my thoughts and opinions on that. Thank you for watching, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.